Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Fathericity podcast. I am Jermaine, and I'm here with the co-host of the show, Charlie. Charlie, how's it going?
Man, it's going good. It feels like it's been forever since we've done one of these.
It has been forever. Life is crazy. Dad, you know it as well as anybody else. It's that time of the year. It's the fall season, and there's so much going on, personally, professionally. Uh, so we try to find the time, and there's more want to than time sometimes. So we just got to make do with what we got.
Yeah, we've been letting everybody down, but we'll have to pick up the recording schedule here. That's if y'all see, we're back on Zoom. So
Yeah,
hopefully that makes it a little easier to fit it in around the craziness that is the everybody's schedule right now.
yeah. Our wonderful studio will be used again very soon. We will schedule that out. I guess that's the first thing we should do is really like just iron out our recording schedule and mandate when we should and shouldn't because yeah. But I like the Zoom idea, but it gets us back to talking to each other, gets us back to recording another episode and talking about the things that dads may be interested in and things that they may be going through. So that's why we're here.
One thing about it is dads, we're always going through a lot. So I mean, pretty much whatever we're going through, we can probably talk about, and there's going to be some people out there going through it too.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. I'm not my son's not doing this, thankfully. But we're gonna bring it up because it's come across my feed several times. I've had friends of mine comment and ask me questions about my thoughts on this topic, and it is school fundraisers. And we talked about education last week. We're not going down that route, so to speak, this time. But I will say this: public schools need to do better at finding ways to make money that don't exploit our children.
What do you mean exploit our children? Come on.
Okay, so I'm not going to say where I work at, and I'm not going to say what organization or business we use to make money. But there is an entity that is out there that uses kids to sell items to raise money for schools. And you have to sell 15 to 20 items to get like special rewards. For example, this one group uses a party bus that the kids get to ride on, and they go to a local pizza restaurant and eat pizza at this local restaurant if they sell roughly $500 to $1,000 worth of merchandise.
That's what I'm talking about.
A 5-minute ride in a limo and 2 slices of pizza for $500 to $1,000 of pure profit.
Not pure profit. It's not pure profit. Come on.
Okay, so it's maybe not pure profit, but they're
I
getting
mean,
they're
a
getting a large
certain
chunk.
amount of it is coming back to the school, and then a certain amount of
Yes.
it's going to be for the profit. And then, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, those party buses drink a lot of fuel. I don't know if they're not electric party buses. They're kind of gas guzzlers. Okay, so you got to have a driver for that. Come on, I
all,
mean,
all that is true, but the things that and here's the worst part, and you know it as well as I do. Um, the kids aren't selling it.
oh, I know.
This is the parents are selling it. So the parents, the dads and the moms are going out there hitting up their friends, trying to get them to buy stuff that they don't want nor need so that their child is not crying at home, wanting to ride a party bus and eating slices of pizza.
Hey, sometimes I think it'd be cheaper to rent the party bus for your kid and their friends and send them to the pizza place.
That's what I'm going to do when my son hits that age. So here's what
No,
happened.
you're not. You're going to buy the stuff like everybody else. Come
No. Okay, maybe.
on.
But
Uh,
a friend of mine texts me and he's like, hey, aren't you the one that has very strong opinions about this very thing? And I was like, yeah. And this is another dad. He's like, my daughter, who's in kindergarten, says she hates me because I won't sign a permission slip to let her sell the stuff for the school.
Kindergarten?
Because yes, 5-year-old kid. And he's like, me and my wife will not let our daughter sell the stuff because we don't want to be bogged down with the stress of it. We know she's not going to hit that 15 to 20 item mark. She's going to need to get on the bus. So she's going to be disappointed. And we just don't want to deal with it. And like you said, they said they'll do all the stuff. They'll take her to get the pizza. They'll do this and they'll do that. But no, she's been indoctrinated by this group that wants her to sell stuff for no pay. And if she sells 5 items, she gets like a keychain. And she sells 10 items, she gets like giblets or gibbets for her Crocs, stuff like that. Like they don't get paid to do this stuff to make the money for the school.
Well,
So
and it's not just for the school. I mean, it's for the fundraising organization. I mean, they're not nonprofits, most of these places.
no. And again, here's my beef with all these. Again, if you're a dad, if you're a parent, you know what I'm talking about, especially at the beginning of the year and with buying school supplies and school clothes and getting all that stuff ready to begin the school year. You know you're getting slapped by every organization that the school has, extracurriculars, all that stuff. I mean, the first week of school, the football team, the cheerleaders, band, cross country, other student organizations are all selling stuff at the exact same time.
Yeah, because everybody's trying to get money for the year. I mean, they're all
Yeah.
trying to get it in there.
And that's the worst part. So like you're oversaturating the market. And what
Well,
I mean by that is you got 2 campuses that roughly have anywhere between 700 to 1,000 kids between the 2 campuses, and you're giving them all the same thing to sell at the exact same time. We only have
you gotta have
7, 8
variety. Come
people
on.
in our town. We don't have that many people in our town. Like it cannibalizes itself. It's crazy. You know how many parents buy the stuff that they don't want to get their kid on the bus so they don't have to hear their kid cry or be upset about not being on the bus?
Hey,
Yeah.
I mean, I really believe if your kid's going to go out and sell it, that's one thing. I don't necessarily agree with a lot of the fundraisers, but I know organizations need money, and that's one of the ways they try to do it. But you're leaving out like one of the worst parts of all of this. It's not the soliciting your coworkers and your friends and family in order to do this for your kid. That's not it. Because I mean, I think you need to train the kid to do it himself. But okay, say they're really good and they go
Mm-hmm.
out there and they sell all this stuff. When it comes in, now you're UPS and Amazon, you're doing the final mile delivery. So you got to go back through, find all these people that you conned into buying something in the first place and deliver things to.
So, funny story, true story. I work at a high school. The fundraising thing I'm talking about was the little kids. The high school does it too,
Mm-hmm.
but it goes toward their organization. And those kids are actually selling the stuff. Now, it helps pay for their dues, it helps pay for their trips. So, in a high schooler's solicitation, it at least benefits them and they know it benefits them. But, like you mentioned, the deadline for one group's sales was last Friday. And I had 4 students at 2 o'clock in my class, like, Mr. Burks, can we run all over the school real quick? I'm like, why? They're like, well, our money is due at 3 today,
Mm-hmm.
and we haven't collected anybody's money yet, but they ordered stuff. And I was like, oh. And they're like, do you want to buy something? I was like, yeah, but I don't have cash. And they're like, well, crap. I was like, hey, it says I can order online. What's your online account? I didn't make one.
That's the
Why didn't you
craziest thing
make one?
ever. I mean, that's the only way I would do it now. I don't want to handle
Yeah.
all that cash. Have the account and y'all just put it in there. Yeah. Venmo,
So I
Cash App,
so
whatever.
I set up the account for a student to sell her stuff online so that I can buy the stuff for a student. It's the worst part. I did the work and solicited myself because I did not have cash to buy a tin of chocolate covered peanuts. Because
No,
at that point, I was like, I want to buy the cheapest thing that's in the magazine. Because I don't want a $28 taco plate. I don't need gift wrap. Amazon gift wraps for me. I don't need
okay.
any of this.
So let me ask you if you prefer this, or I had a guy I know come to me and his daughter's volleyball team were doing a fundraiser, okay?
Mhm.
And it was all out. They were just supposed to go around and get donations. They weren't selling anything. You didn't get nothing for donating or nothing like that. It's just like, hey, um, almost like a GoFundMe for each person, and then it showed how much each person had gotten.
That's fine. I've seen it to where, um, again, parents, fundraisers are hard. You know, your kid stuff's expensive. My sister-in-law, you know who she is. Um, her daughter's a cheerleader, and you would think, oh, you sign up for cheer, your child makes the team, or if your son makes a travel baseball team or basketball team or whatever, you're thinking, oh, I just buy a skirt from the store and a t-shirt. No, oh no, they have very strict, very streamlined, very on the nose uniform guidelines that your kid has to have.
It's not just you. It's just not your uniform. It's you got to have the same travel bag as everybody else. You got to have the hoodie like everybody else, and all this other stuff that
Yeah,
comes with it. It's not when we were in school, you got a uniform, and you were
yeah,
lucky to get that. You may or
yeah.
may not have to buy your own socks or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, now you got to have the whole outfit because y'all have to look like this big team when y'all go out somewhere.
So yeah, the outfit again. This is junior high cheerleading at a school. I think for cheer was close to $500 that the girl had to pay out of pocket.
Yep.
Now, as a parent, you have to buy your kid's uniform. It's tough in this economy. We all know that. So I suggested to something I've seen other people do in the past is like, hey, have people sponsor your daughter's uniform. So like the socks are $50. Have someone buy the socks. The pom poms are 50 or $75. Have two or three people sponsor the pom poms. So like everybody's just chipping in. And again, like you said, they're not getting anything in return, like a product in return, but they know the money's being used towards something that's going to benefit the kid.
Right.
Like those things, I'm okay with. I want a fundraiser. You were talking to me a minute ago. I got an esports thing. I got kids playing video games competitively. I need a fundraiser. We need money. I don't want to sell anything. So I don't know what to do to make money because I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be the hypocrite. Be like, I don't understand why you're trying to make me spend all my money, but then I'm going to ask you for money.
Well,
So,
I don't know. What are the laws and the rules against like raffles and stuff like that?
so it's different everywhere in education. There's things you can and can't do.
Right.
Uh, but also depending if you have like a booster club, that's different. It has different rules as opposed to something that's school related. It's a whole bunch of stuff. It's a whole document that you got to read, it's pages and pages long to figure that stuff out. Um, you'd either go with sponsorship. Like I know at our campus in our school district, you get two fundraisers a year if you're a club or a group. And just like everybody else, you're trying to maximize your money.
Right.
the senior class right now is selling popcorn.
Mhm.
You know, I think your kids sold it for
Soccer, yeah.
soccer. Yeah, your kids sold it for soccer. Same thing. I think it's the same size bags, $3 a bag.
Yeah.
And I sold the here's the, and I'll be honest with you, I was selling it for about 3 days in my classroom, and my the lead sponsor for the senior class asked me like, "Hey, how's the popcorn sales going?" I'm like, "They're not." She's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "I can't sell $3 bags of popcorn in this economy. The kids are telling me straight up, Burks, have you not seen the inflation that's going on right now? I can't afford $3 popcorn, and I don't want to sell it to them."
It's crazy.
So another teacher who has underclassmen took my box of popcorn, and she's selling it like hotcakes because the little kids don't care because they don't know what money is. The seniors are like, I got gas, I got car insurance, cell phone bills, I got stuff to buy
Well, and
outside.
I'll tell you something else that hurts on that. And this is something I understand all the logistics that go into this, but selling a product that's not there for future delivery is way different. If you had boxes of popcorn there, did y'all actually have it, or did
Yes,
y'all have,
it's on hand. It's
so
on
y'all
hand.
had it? We have to sell it that isn't there. And I can tell
Mhm.
you, we got caught in a situation last year to where we bought some family bought it. We don't try to do it to too many people because then you got to chase everybody down and all that. So we don't buy into a whole bunch of that. But we buy some just so each kid has a little bit. And
Yeah.
one of our whole orders disappeared. Like the organization said that somebody picked it up from like our area and we're going to take it somewhere, and then nobody you talk to from that area has any idea where it's at, so it's gone. And
Oh,
it was like 10 or 15 bags of popcorn out of there. We never got. We just took whatever we had, gave it to whoever besides us that had bought it, and then you're just out of luck on popcorn. We
yeah,
just
no.
donated. Yeah. So that was frustrating for us last year.
So again, parents, if you have to deal with fundraisers or things, what you're willing to do for your kids, because you sell the stuff. You sell it, don't you?
No, no.
You don't sell it?
I
You got
don't
three
sell it.
kids.
I got 3 kids, and you know what? Y'all ain't gonna get on no party bus. Y'all ain't gonna get nothing. If there's a minimum requirement, okay, fine, we'll buy it. I gotta buy a box of chocolate bars. Fine, we'll buy them. We'll have them around the house. If anybody comes over and wants a chocolate bar, man, we got one. Okay. We just counted them earlier because I didn't know if we were out or not. I got 12 bags of popcorn up in the cabinet right now. The good flavors are disappearing fast. The other ones will eventually get eaten, but that's all that's left right now. Okay. So that's just where we're at. I mean, I'm not begging people to buy. I know the economy's bad and people don't have a lot of disposable income. Hey, I got it. It's my kids. I need to do it here. Y'all need the money. And that, so you're in that. But when we talk about these sports fundraisers, that is nothing to me compared to the racket they have going on the dang pitchers.
Oh yeah, I don't even want to.
That's a whole nother thing right there, because they won't sell you just a digital copy of the picture. Oh no. And then you can't get just like one uh what is it, 5x7 to
Five
where,
by seven,
yeah,
8 by
no,
10. Yeah,
there's nothing you can get that's one 5x7. And they always want to throw in, my kids have played soccer and baseball for however many years now. Okay. They always want to throw in an 8x10 of the team.
yeah. I don't care about the team.
I don't care. I don't have room to display that many 8x10s anywhere that I care about. Give me pictures of my kids and have a package that's like that. Why do you have all this stuff to where I have to buy all these different things? And then, oh, wait, my parents, her parents want a 5x7 too. They don't have a package with multiple 5x7s. It's like one 8x10 and one 5x7. And then you can get some other stuff, but you got to add these other ones on at like $15 a picture.
Yeah, I
I
know
get,
pictures are bad.
yeah, yeah.
I know,
Pictures have gotten outrageous.
and I know this from like senior. Again, I work with the senior class, so they had their senior portraits, and I told them before they went to take their pictures, I was like, y'all, go and look nice, take the pictures. You're gonna get the proofs in your email, and do not buy them. the The packages started at $250, and
Yeah.
that was literally like you said, two 5x7s, 8 wallets, and an 8x10.
Do they at least get the digital copy though, to where you can go and
No,
print stuff?
they got they
That's
got
what
they
trips
got
me.
a digital proof. They paid extra money to get the digital copies. I told them save your money, and then at the end of your senior year, you find a photographer and you do your senior photo shoot. You go all over town or all over Central Texas, and you choose the dress you want and the shirt you want and the backdrop you want and the country roads and the bluebonnet fields and the cool backdrops over town and all that stuff. And you pay somebody $85 and you get all the digital prints and you can do whatever you want to with it. Buy that. Don't buy that. Don't buy your cap and gown stuff. You know what? You bought a cap and gown. They gotta get caps and gowns. I'm assuming the guy's gonna come in a couple of weeks. Senior stuff's expensive.
Yeah.
Senior stuff's expensive.
You're supposed to only be a senior one time and graduate. I mean,
Yeah, and that's why we make them write scholarship essays because they ain't got no money by the time they graduate. The cap and gown, just the requirement to graduate from the school I work at, the cap and gown is $70.
okay.
That's just the cap and gown. Now we tell our kids straight up, hey, if your brother, sister, grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, cousin graduated from here and their cap and gown fits you, use theirs. Don't buy one. But yeah, you only need the cap and gown. They're gonna sell you a bunch of other stuff, and the kids buy it and like, I just spent $400 on
Yeah.
a
Senior
cap,
stuff.
gown, a cup, a hoodie, some sweats, a tassel, a
Well,
keychain.
that's not including like your class ring that you get, like your
Well,
junior
that's
year,
junior
right?
year.
Yeah.
Junior year is yeah. So you can buy the package if you didn't buy a class ring your junior year. You can buy the package for your cap and gown with the class ring for almost $1,000.
Man. And that,
It's expensive. It's expensive.
yes,
Like
that is.
daycare is expensive, but I know where my money's going. I don't want. I would rather have my kids stay 3 years old forever than have to pay for some of the stuff that growing up these kids are having to pay for. It's
Well, but
crazy.
the thing is, most of the time it's the parents paying for it. So the kids aren't paying for a lot of it.
Yeah, but like it's the stress of it. I guess that's the thing. Like I'm not there yet. Like we've been blessed with our son. I mean, I don't want to know what it's going to cost. I don't want to know how much money I'm going to spend on stuff.
There's no telling.
I don't want to know. I guess it's one of those things. Ignorance is bliss. So if you're a parent, you're a dad, like how do you deal with it? What do you tell your little kid that comes home with that pamphlet and they tell you, Dad, if I sell $500 worth of stuff, I get to ride a party bus and eat pizza. And my response would be, how much money do you make off of it?
Well, I mean,
And
not
you're
even you. How much money does the school make off of it? That's where the numbers are. Nobody ever shares that. Nobody ever openly shares that information with these kids or anybody else.
That's funny. I never heard a group say, "Hey, thanks for participating in this fundraiser. We raised over blah 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 blah." Now, I will say this: the one fundraiser I did go to, um, that was cool. The PTA had a bingo night, and it was like an adult bingo night.
Uh-huh.
So like, it was like a charcuterie board, and you could bring. They had light refreshments. It was BYOB. So if you're an adult, you could bring your own stuff, and you play bingo. And they had a raffle, and they had an auction, and like someone won a cruise, like a 4-day cruise. Someone won a deer hunting weekend, stuff like that. I'd pay money for that.
Yeah.
Like that's fun. And then and if you won the bingo rounds, you won different prizes and stuff like that. You paid for the cards and all that. It was a fun event, and the event made it to where you didn't go, I just wasted all my money. It was, hey, I had a good time and the school got some money.
Right. You got to
Cool.
have a fun evening and that. Yeah.
Yeah. And that was great. More people should do fundraisers like that because I don't want nor need wrapping paper.
But hey, to be honest with you, it's a lot of that is laziness on whoever's organizing the fundraiser. And maybe there's rules against what they can do, what they can't. But to be able to say, "Hey, y'all go sell stuff and then we'll get a certain amount of the money." But like you're not even getting half the money from
No.
what you're selling. I mean, maybe a third if you're lucky. So
So the popcorn the third. The popcorn's the third. The $3 bag of popcorn
you get a
that
dollar.
we're selling, we're getting maybe $1 a bag. It was $2 a bag, and before the prices went up, it was $2 a bag, and it only costs us 75 cents per bag. So we're making $1.25 per bag sold.
Now it's $3 and you're only making a dollar.
Yeah.
That's
I'm like, that's bad business. Why are we even selling it?
what.
Why are we even selling it? Like, but it is what it is. What else can you sell? Like one group's, and here's the worst part of it. Like every group has their little niche. So like you can't encroach on other people's stuff. It's like fundraising cartels within the school system.
Yep.
One group
Hey,
sells
we're used
candy
we're used
bars,
to
so
doing
you
different.
can't sell candy bars. Otherwise, you got their territory. You can't sell popcorn because this group's selling popcorn. You better not sell fruit because that's FFA. FFA sells fruit. You
And
sell
meat
fruit
and
and
meat.
meat.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, I'll buy that.
Gonna use it. You're gonna use it.
I'll buy the FFA stuff. Matter of fact, I bought the FFA stuff from 4 different kids. 2 of them were family.
See, can we not do like a butcher box fundraiser? Can we not have that to where I get on a subscription for meat being sent to my house, and then that y'all just send a check to the kids every month? I mean, something
Yeah,
like that we could get into.
yeah. So, yeah, that's my rant. I don't think we should be exploiting children. Again, high school kids I don't have a problem with. I know where the money's going. Junior high, I get it. It's paying for their whatever activities they're part of. But yeah, the little kids who don't see the money and you don't know where it's going, and maybe 5 years after they've left the school, an organization buys some old play set to put on the playground, but your kid's already left. So like, what did I give them the money for 5 years ago? I don't know where it went.
I don't know.
So
I want to see some more creative fundraising up there. So, I mean, I think some of those organizations could get really creative if they wanted to and find a way to make it as profitable as you can.
yeah. So dads, that's the homework assignment. How do you work hard or hurt break their hearts or hurt your wallet? How does that work?
Yeah,
I don't
well,
think
I
that
mean, when my
I
kids
think
get older, I'm just telling you, I'm not buying it anymore. When they get older, they better figure out how to sell. Y'all gonna have to learn today. Get out there and make it on your own. You want to do this? You think it's something important enough to sell? Go do it.
set up the account online. That's all I ask.
Definitely. I mean, that would make it so much easier because I
And
remember.
again, I asked the kid, even the FFA kid, like, hey, so is this online? That's the first thing I asked them. Is this online? Like it's right there. They're like, oh, we didn't set that up. So set it up.
Yeah, y'all are missing the greatest market access tool you have because everybody will swap their debit card and just give it to you. Nobody carries cash anymore. So you're really
Like,
hurting yourself.
and I told him, I even said, it's like, you want me to write a check? Like, if I write a check for you now, I'm not the order form is not due to the middle of November. So you're gonna hold my check until at least the middle of November, and then it won't get cashed until like December. So I'm giving you $25 that I know I have now that may not be there in 2 months,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna get hit with an overdraft fee. So my $25 collages are not gonna cost me $75. No, thank you.
Hey, you know
No,
what?
thank you.
I hadn't seen it done yet. I'm sure they do it somewhere, but I wouldn't mind a tamale fundraiser. I would not be mad at that. If somebody was doing a tamale fundraiser, a dozen tamales or whatever, I would be cool with that.
Here's the thing, and it sounds funny, but it's actually it makes a lot of sense. I'm gonna do the math real quick in my on my phone. I saw this once, and it makes sense. Have you heard this the theory? If you're with a large group, if everybody in the world gave $1, we'd have $380 billion.
380 what?
$1 billion. If
Just a little
every person on the planet had $1 and put it in a fund, we would have $1 a person. We would have 300 some odd $1 billion.
how many people do you think are on the planet right now?
Again, 360 to 380 million billion people.
In November of 2022, the world population reached 8 billion people.
Oh, well, still it's a big number.
Oh, okay. No, I'm with you. I'm with you. I
No,
mean,
no, no, no. Okay, here's what I did. This is what happened. I conflated the billions with millions and the 300 some odd millions in the United
United
million
States.
with
There you go.
in the
330,
United States.
330 million in the United States. Okay.
So I was asking the kids, it's like, hey, if we all gave $5, if every kid gave $5 in our high school, we would have almost $3,000. And then divide that by 10. That's not enough money. Never mind. It's stupid. But like, I was like, if we all chipped our money in together and just had a big pool and everybody just pulled from the pool, it'd be makes things easier. But that's socialism and we don't want that. So
I was gonna say you're getting into socialism, communism over here. We we are.
I just don't want to buy stuff and I don't want my kids to sell it. So
Well,
again, parents,
I'm
dads,
fine with
how do
it.
you feel?
Hey, let's sell stuff people want to buy. People want to buy stuff all the time. Let's not give them some, little knickknack thing to buy. Because I remember some of those items in there. You know what it was like? It was like when you go to Peter Piper or Chuck E. Cheese and you go win the tickets and you have to go up there to try to cash them in, and the stuff is all way overpriced for what it is. But it's because
Yeah.
okay, it's for fundraising. So here, I'm gonna pay stupid money for this thing that's gonna break and we're gonna throw away.
And the worst part is the fundraisers that I've been seeing, in my opinion, the only thing I used to always buy is like if I saw a fundraiser kid come around, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna buy from this kid for this fundraiser. Because I know they have magazines. And I'll get my ESPN or my Sports Illustrated for $20 for an entire year. I'm gonna read it, I'm gonna use it. It's not wasteful. They don't even sell the magazines anymore.
No, because now you'd have to pay sell online subscriptions, and then you'd have to get them to be willing to pay a commission on that in order for it to be a fundraiser.
But yeah, that's my rant. That was my thing today. Like I hate putting kids to work, and yeah, why can't we just like you said make fundraisers easier for kids and for parents because we got jobs. Our jobs should be our 8 to 5s, our 7 to 3s, our 10 to 11s, whatever. It should be those should be our jobs, not getting off of our job to clock out, only to clock back in to sell my kids stuff door to door or online so that they can have a pizza party down the street.
That's
It's
right.
stupid.
If we really want to teach them, we need to be teaching them how to drop ship and use like Amazon affiliate programs and stuff to where they can go buy their own pizza and their
There
own
you
little
go.
party thing. That's what we need to be teaching the kids.
There we go. Let them be entrepreneurs and let them sell their own candy bars that they bought from Sam's and they make money and not get suspended for it.
Yeah,
So
don't be punishing those people for thinking like capitalists. That shouldn't be a problem.
yeah. So
But
there you go. That's the Fathericity podcast right there. That's what y'all missed after all these weeks.
well, we'll catch up with y'all sometime in the near future. We'll, like I said, we're gonna start trying to knock some more episodes out and record a little more regularly.
Yes, sir. We'll see y'all next time.